one believes him. The public don't believe him. The MPs on this side of the House don't believe him. His own gullible backbenchers don't believe him. So does the Prime Minister agree with me? He's been lying.
Prime Minister, sorry, we don't use those words, and I'm sure the members withdrawn it.
Mr. Speaker, I have the greatest respect for you and your office, but I will not withdraw. That man couldn't lie straight in bed.
Order. Mr. Anderson, you'll have to leave.
He is gaslighting the nation, so let's call this out for what it is. The Prime Minister is a barefaced liar, and if you had any decency left...
No, order. Sit and leave. Leave now. I'll name you otherwise. I'd go now if I were you. Today's the Zara Sultana be named and leave this House. All those in favour? Aye. Leave. I'm sorry you've done this. I really am.
I hope you're bearing up with all this shit. It's not even all this shit, is it? It's all the uncertainty. That's what really gets me down. Maybe I don't know, maybe I've got some sort of OCD, but even in normal times, if I've planned everything, if something goes wrong or someone says, oh, I can't, I'll go, cancel it. Cancel it all. I'm never doing anything ever again. If I book a flight, right, and they go, oh, it's an hour delayed, right, never, yeah, you're never going to work again. Just everything's up in the air. You can't look forward to anything. You can't. Do you know the worst thing is as well? Apart from the devastation and the deaths and the strain on the health service and people losing their livelihoods and that, the worst thing is the fucking cunts in charge do what they want, and because the people in charge, the posh, privileged people in charge, were acting like Charlie Sheen. I mean, really rubbing salt in the wound. And as I say, I don't get political, but they're all shit.
It's one thing to say, as he insists on saying, nobody told me. Nobody told me anything. Nobody told me. The question is, why didn't the Prime Minister ask?
Mr. Speaker, in relation to her question, let me be clear. I should not have appointed Peter Mandelson. As soon as the further revelations came to light, I asked the Cabinet Secretary to review the process so I could be assured about the process. He wrote to me on the 16th of September, setting out the conclusions of that review and assuring me the process had been followed properly.
Like the public, I feel let down, disappointed, and I am angry. Peter Mandelson should never have been appointed. This was a fundamental failure of judgment. Matthew Doyle should never have been given a peerage. This was also a failure of judgment. It has played into the terrible narrative that there is something to hide, and good, decent colleagues will be accused of being complicit in a cover-up.
When are we going to stop taking went to Eton as a qualification to run the country? I mean, fucking hell. Oh, so that's why I'm doing this as well, because I've noticed all around, you know, there's a lot of annoyance and frustration, totally justified as well, misinformation, anger, anxiety and depression, you know. But I do notice, I have noticed that it's getting a lot of people down. So, and this, you know, helps me. Like, you know, when you can't do stuff, you think, well, I've got to do something. We're built like that. We've got to do something. You know, it's so this helped me doing this. Just, you know, talking bollocks. Yeah.
Oh, that's him, is it? Wow. Didn't know we had a big grey guy, mate. Wow. Wow. Oh, I should have brought my boxing gloves out. Huh?
Nice to meet you again.
Oh, hiya, Ben. Yeah. Do you want to give a out?
Do you know his middle name?
I don't know, he's making hope and mash it, so go easy. There we go. We got a box to beat this time, man.
And I hope there's no kids. I hope there's no kids watching because I've said the C word as well. I apologise. People are eating their tea. Fucking slagging off the government. Just life in general.
It turns to you and says, you know, enough's enough. This pressure is intolerable. Would you listen to her?
I always listen to Vic. I think she was the one in the first place that basically said, why on earth would you want to go into politics? But she is an absolute...
And your answer to that question now?
She is an absolute rock, and I confide in her all of the time, and hers is the best advice. I'm just thankful that I've got her every day.
And at the moment she's advising you to keep going.
She is, yes, and we talk everything through, and it's fantastic. We've got also two fantastic kids, a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. I can't tell you how much joy and happiness they bring. They are my pride and joy every single day.
Peace and quiet, more and more. Peace and quiet. Just want peace and quiet. That's what, I just want peace and quiet. I mean, to the extent that, I don't know, I just want, I want to know what I'm doing. When I know I've got a night in, or I know everything that's happening, right? I know when I've got to work and when I've got to relax. And then if I've got, oh great, like Netflix, I've got a night off, a bottle of wine, Netflix, this. Someone calls and says, oh, we're in town, do you want to do dinner? Oh, fucking hell. I wish I was dead. Only death can get me out of this. Peace and quiet, yeah. Peace and quiet. Everyone to be happy. More and more now, you worry like other people's misery spoils it for you. That's an age thing, isn't it? When you can be happy and then you can see one thing like, oh, like a terrible fucking story on the news or a bit of animal cruelty, it just ruins your fucking day, doesn't it? You think, oh, I can't enjoy myself now because I've got to sort that out. I've got to save that dog. That's why I do everything. Peace and quiet. I want it right. If I do that, I can have peace and quiet. Peace and quiet. I love peace and quiet now. For about a minute, then I get bored. I might have some condition. I want to do whatever I'm not doing, unless it's someone else's idea. Then I want you to carry on doing what I was doing. Oh God. This is like a therapy session, isn't it? You are my therapists, and you're not qualified. I hope this is good for you as well. Hello. It's the most wonderful time of the year, so the song goes. We finished our work, we sit by the fire with friends and family and eat and drink way too much. But for some people, it could be one of the worst times of the year. People living rough, haven't got a home and friends and family, and they can't eat and drink as much as they like. So that's why I'm going to wrap this up and go and give it to a tramp. So, probably film it for Instagram, so people know what a great bloke I am. Put some really sad music on it. See his little fucking face light up. Oh God. Dutch barn. Move on up. Why not? Good advice, isn't it? If you had to choose one, would you A, never tell another joke in your life? That's impossible. That's impossible. Never taste alcohol again. Can I drink it and hold my nose? I think you mean never. I'll take that as never drink alcohol again. That's tough. Easier than the first one. Never travel beyond Hampstead or your house in the country. That's not that bad. The way honestly, even when I travel to places I really love, I wish they were down the road, or I could teleport myself. Just getting up and getting dressed. lose all memories of your career since 2001. No, that's the fun bit, isn't it? Looking back at stuff. You know, you did a good job, and that's soon. That's all you are, isn't it? Memories, when you can't actually do any of that shit anymore. I think never go beyond Hampstead. That's fine, unless something terrible happens to Hampstead, which I don't think it will. Hampstead is one of those places that sort of time forgot. Whatever's happening in the world, it's always okay in Hampstead. So I think it's got to be 3. Then I can tell jokes, drink alcohol, and remember stuff. Although the alcohol, I thought that would be a good advert for alcohol. Sort of like a play on words. Dutch Barn, it helps me forget. Because it does actually, it can affect your memory. I told you I do honest advertising. Just me sat in a bin like that. I drink vodka because it helps me forget. What? That. Imagine that in the Super Bowl, that advert. Me in a bin going, I drink vodka because it helps me forget. What? That. Just that. It cost 40 quid, that advert. Put it on Super Bowl. Well, it probably cost about $1 million to put on Super Bowl, but you know what I mean? They're already regretting giving me the company. If you were a cat like us, would you climb the Christmas tree? Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because if I was a cat like you, I'd be an idiot, wouldn't I? So I would climb the Christmas tree. Merry Christmas. That's not bad, is it? I'll do that. Drink Dutch Barn. Merry Christmas. There's an advert. Another one. It's that easy. It's that easy. And my cat, when I was little, Paddy, Big Tabby, a bit like Pickle, used to eat the lametta. You remember that sort of like stuff that you'd hang on Christmas trees that was like sort of tin foil? It would eat that and throw it up. So we just find these really sort of glamorous, shiny balls of vomit around the house. Liberace spew. Yeah, so I probably would climb the Christmas tree. Is there anyone you met professionally that has surprised you or been different to what you expected? David Bowie springs to mind, just because he was so innovative and I don't know, and he was like alien, and then you meet him and he's a normal bloke from South London. And he's really down to earth and funny, and he knows about stuff. He still knows what's going on. You know, you expect him to be sort of out of touch in some sort of weird lair. Yeah, just a bloke called Davy Jones. That's about it, really. Thanks for following. Yeah, be nice to animals. Tatty bye, everyone. Tatty bye.
How can you arrest him for saying he likes bacon?
Have a look at what you can get arrested for chanting in Britain.
I'm not resisting, I'm just trying to... Can you let go? fucking bullshit, like, just because you said you like bacon.
I like bacon, mate.
It's all on camera. What's the offence? What's the offence?
And what's that?
Public order act.
And what's that?
You're not allowed to say you like bacon butties around here, lad.
Can you explain that to me, please?
Yeah, so it's anything that might be perceived to be racially abusive.
Mate, listen, a full English breakfast, yeah, what does that consist of?
Well, I'm not discussing,
So what, hey?
discussing the offence.
About the wanker sign you did.
You're under caution here.
So,
All right, let's move on then.
Aye, scum. Ben, take it easy.
You can't put me here, you have to hold him here until...
You'll be out in no time.
Just wait here, just wait him here. Just stop there, stop. Yeah, we will.
Are you with the other cereal? Sorry.
No, I'm just with you.
So apparently, you can't say,
I love bacon.
I love bacon. Well, you know what? I'm sorry, but I'm going to go out on a limb here, and at the risk of getting denied entry the next time I try and land at Heathrow, I love bacon too.
What absurdity to have the police force have those discussions with their citizens.
It's terrifying, but it is all political. It's Orwellian. It's like we were saying at the beginning of the show with Lucy Connolly. Britain has turned into this weird kind of Orwellian dystopian state where they will arrest you for the most ridiculous things.
Well, I think your question is to do with the cancel culture. Could it be, would people allow it to do that? I think so, probably, with a bit of negotiation. Because even then, I'd sometimes have to talk people down. I go, this is fine. This is irony. Or no, this is okay. No, that's the point of that language. That's the, no, it's not racist. He's a racist. So I still had explaining to do in the year 2000. Also, cancel culture is sort of, don't worry about it now, it's done. They tried. But you wouldn't want it to be the same, because The Office, I think, was good because it was a keen observation about the etiquette of the time and what it was like to be in office in 2000. So it couldn't be the same because things are different now. Could the equivalent be done? I think so. I don't know. I don't know what it'd be like now trying to get all those things passed through, but it couldn't be the same anyway, and you wouldn't want it to be the same because you sort of want to reflect the world, really, and the world's changed a bit. Yeah, I'd still give it a go. I'd try my hardest.
We are freedom of speech. I know, but freedom of speech. We've got freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Two-tier police. Freedom of speech. Two-tier police. Two-tier police. You don't even know what fascist is, man.
We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom, and it will last for a very, very long time. Well, no, I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to reach across US citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But in relation to free speech in the UK, I'm very proud of our history there.
My name's Frank McGuinness. I come from Britain's oldest colony. I was born in Dublin and grew up in the occupied north of Ireland. I'm here to suggest three things. The first is that the British Empire, or the so-called United Kingdom, is in a crisis. The crisis of Zionism is a crisis of this state, because this state is backing the genocide. The Brits are at it again. They are once more enacting a genocide. The second thing I am here to suggest is that the Palestinian people have a right to use armed force to resist the apartheid state. We must all loudly proclaim our support for the Palestinian right to use armed force in self-defense against the genocidal fascist regime. And the third thing I'm here to suggest is that we are all anti-Zionists now. There is no space for anyone to continue identifying with that fascist ideology. We must say it loud and clear. Zionism is fascism. We are all anti-fascist. We are all anti-Zionist. The violent enforcement arm of the state that you see surrounding you today, the Metropolitan Police are, of course, complicit in this crisis. Yes. They've hyper-scrutinized our speech. They've hyper-scrutinized our placards. They've hyper-scrutinized our social media to try and find some foot that we may have put wrong, to try and test whether we've contravened the ridiculous terms of the Terrorism Act 2000, to try and insinuate that we are terrorists and anti-Semites for opposing their little loyal Jewish Ulster, as the apartheid state of Israel is once called. The British state is up to its neck in Palestinian blood. The blood will never wash off. Keir Starmer will forever be remembered as the war criminal at the top of the British Empire that presided over this genocide. Liam should not be on the inside of a dock. Keir Starmer will hopefully one day see the inside of a dock of a war crimes tribunal. So will his colleagues in the British Empire who did this to Palestinians. The Terrorism Act 2000 is in a complete legitimacy crisis, not just because of its use to try and attack the comrades in kneecap. They're using it to try and attack everyone. They've made an astonishing mistake in trying to ban my friends in Palestine Action. That group should never have been attacked in the way that it was. Those laws should never have been passed. The British state has no business lecturing anyone about violence. They have no business lecturing anyone about racism. They have no business lecturing anyone on how to resist colonialism. They are one of the most violently racist colonial empires in human history. They should sit down and
Fuck the British state!
have a right to armed resistance against this fascist empire as it attempts to enact a genocide against them.
Yes.
You think about the good people in the Front Libération Nationale, the FLN, that liberated Algeria from the French colonizers, good friends of the British Empire. The people of Algeria fought with guns and with bombs against the people colonizing them at staggering cost to themselves. Let me remind you, it took 1 million Algerians, 1 million Algerian lives to drive those French colonizers out of Algeria. But they did it. It is one of the most successful instances of anti-colonial resistance in human history. No Pact Iran! We are all anti-fascist! We are all anti-Zionist now! Do not be complacent. Your government, our so-called government, the British Empire, that colonised my homeland and that colonised Palestine, is at it again. They're engaged in the mass murder of Palestinians because they're viewed as a racial threat to the demographic purity of their little loyal Jewish Ulster. We must not be complacent. Coming to this rally is not enough. We must escalate our opposition to their genocide until it is definitively defeated, until a ceasefire is called, and from there we must dismantle the apartheid state of Israel and consign it to the dustbin of history. Glory to the resistance and its martyrs. Shoki Allah!
Yeah, no, we should...
That's the issue we have with using in our country. You got to use raping our kids. This is our country. How about becoming your country if you like your kids?
That's what. To avoid an escalation of the confrontation, I attempted to move Zahin away.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm used. Here in Nuneaton, tensions around immigration are running high.
You're going on camera. I just come up to him to say thank you for today, put my hand out to shake his hand, and what did you say? I'm not shaking your hand. Why?
I'm completely impartial. I'm not showing any
Well, you can't shake hands with someone that's saying thank you. I tell you what, mate, I know that all the police aren't the same, but that is disgraceful. I can't believe that. I cannot believe I went to shake his hand to say thank you for today, and he wouldn't shake my hand. Do you want to reconsider? Because I'm going to post this. I'm thanking you for what you've done today, and you won't shake my hand.
Sir, I'm here to do a job.
You won't
to shake hands. That's all.
You won't shake my hand.
That's all. Do a job.
Shame on you. Shame on you. I'm f***ing appalled. I'm f***ing appalled. Look at that man. Wouldn't shake my hand. I come over with an open hand and an open heart. Wow! Shame on you. Animal.
If you come and you claim asylum, until you're granted it, you can't work. And you get, if you're put up in a hotel or a hostel or whatever, if you get meals, you get £10 a week cash to buy clothes, toothpaste, whatever. If you don't get meals and you're living somewhere, you get 50, I think it's 49 quid a week. It has been created, all these terrible, terrible myths where Ryland Clark regurgitated, spouted most of them about free iPads. Also, Susanna regurgitated a load of myths and lies. And let's not ignore that, because...
What were the myths and lies?
You get the free iPads and all, like an El Dorado welcome. It's gone mainstream. Myths and lies have gone mainstream, and we got to challenge them.
So what?
And what's happening at the moment is we've gone back all the way to the worst aspects of the 1970s, where racism is becoming mainstream, and myths and lies are being peddled.
The one thing I don't like about it, and it's happened more and more, is explaining why it's okay. People, this faux outrage, and we're talking 1%. They go, "Oh, why do you think you can joke about that?" You know what? I know why I think I joke about it? Because you can fucking joke about anything. I want to go to them, why have you picked on that one? Because it's your thing. It's your, having to explain it. That's it. So why it's okay. Why it's not this or not that. Most people just want to be, they want to get in your face. They want to make your day as bad as theirs. And, I'm pretty good. I take it on Facebook. I explain to them, particularly if it's a journalist, and saying why, which surprises me when a journalist says, "Oh, do you think people are going to be offended by that?" Yes, they're going to be offended about fucking everything. They'd be offended if I didn't put it in. Someone would go, "Why didn't you put that thing in?" So you mustn't worry about it. So that's the worst thing. Having to pander to fucking 1%, and I don't have to, actually. Maybe I like it. Maybe I like telling them they're fucking stupid. But everything else is great. And even that bit's all right, because it makes you formulate an idea. So I've got to be right. I can't lie. So I've got to be totally behind everything I do and work it and make it bulletproof. What you can't do is make things bulletproof for 10 years' time. We don't know what's going to be offensive in 10 years' time. And that's why you shouldn't go back. People finding things that are 20 years old. This is offensive. It's gone. Don't worry about it. There's nothing we can do about it. It's done. What do you want to do? Put him in detention. He's dead. Fuck's sake. Oh, right.
Yeah, should have been shot.
Oh, is this a racism thing?
Should. Bloody Asian.
Oh, bloody Asian. Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Why people not committing crimes? There's more Asians who commit crimes than white people. White people have got a lot more sense than you people.
Oh, do they?
Hold on. Why? Because a lot of you are stupid. What? How? Why?
Wow.
Why are white people better? Why is that? White people are better than you. Why? Because they're more intelligent.
Oh, wow.
On what basis? You stupid idiot. Yeah. I might be stupid. It's relative, right? But if you can explain to me why white people are more intelligent, that would be helpful. So I can better understand. You shouldn't be in this country. All right. Where should we be? You should have stopped where you were born.
Yes, I was born here.
No, you wasn't.
I was born literally in Slough,
No.
Berkshire. I was born in Berkshire.
No.
Yes.
I was literally born in Berkshire.
You should go back to India, where you come from.
Oh,
Not
we're
from India.
Should.
You're so ignorant.
You shouldn't be allowed.
Can we not entertain this? Because this is nonsense. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to speak to you ever again. And to be honest, I'm going to report you for racism. I'm going to report you for racism.
Good.
Yeah, I will. I will send this to the police and I will report you for racism. Absolutely. But I won't be disgustingly racist.
So would you
Yeah.
say you are a racist man?
Yes.
And is that against all brown people or just specific religions?
No, not religion.
Or just anybody that's not white?
Yes.
So Muslim, Sikh,
Wow.
Hindu, anybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't like you.
You don't like brown people in general because we have no sense, right?
Doesn't matter.
No, but you said that we have no sense. That's
I
the
don't
reason.
like brown people.
Yeah, because we have no sense. Is that right?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, so you like brown people? Just no reason.
Because I'm suggesting, I'm saying to you that you just said that we don't have sense, that's the basis on which you don't like us.
When your parents were born, or your grandparents were born, you should live there.
Right. Okay. Why?
Because we don't want you over here.
Who's we?
White people.
Is that all of the white people?
A lot of the white people.
How many? Percentage basis?
Millions.
Right. So
Millions.
Leicester being like having such a substantial minority community, I guarantee you the majority of people in Leicester probably won't have the same worldview as you do. So on that basis, your argument...
We should go... We could clear 100 million of you out of the country altogether.
What would you do with us? Send us out? Would you send us out? Where would you send us? Because we don't have visas or passports to go back to.
Yeah, we're
these
British,
countries
mate.
You're talking about. We're British, English. I'm English. I don't have a passport for India or Pakistan or Sweden or wherever.
Life will be back to normal, won't it? Soon, hopefully. You'll all be doing other things. I might do the odd one. There might be something else for you to watch. But it's not over yet. We've still got a few more. Thank you very much. Tell me about it.
It was during an interview with Zaheen, a local businessman, that things took a turn.
And how old are you?
32.
32.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, no, we should... Can you not see we talking?
No, because you're going on about your religion and Christianity is the true life, the way and the truth, mate. Jesus is the way, the truth and the life. That's the issue we have using in our country. You got to use raping our kids. This is our country. How about becoming your country and do that in your kids? Never going to happen. Never going to happen, mate. We won't do that. When we become your country, do that to your kids. We're going to head your head in.
You know,
these are our children. No, mate.
What are you teaching them kids? You're mouthing
All right, no.
Go on, say something about more kids. Go on.
The camera's rolling.
I don't care.
Just relax.
They're more kids.
Just relax.
Let's walk.
To avoid an escalation of the confrontation, I attempted to move Zaheen away.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Because I'm used to this conflict.
No, but that's no one should be used to that.
But moments later, he turned around, concerned for his twin sister, who at this point is surrounded by the group.
So why are you making me? Why are you acting like I'm the problem?
I attempted to speak to them, giving them an opportunity to air their views, but tensions were high and a calm conversation seemed unlikely.
You're just racist. You are racist. You have to face.
So he walked away. A woman who worked at the local bookshop had heard the commotion and came to speak to us.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
No. Well, there have been protests. And of course, Warwickshire County Council's gone to reform. So I think it's given certain people a licence to be aggressive and to be racist.
Wow, to hear that actually is saddening, and I think what I've just heard is not the case at all.
So why are asylum seekers here in Nuneaton living in residential properties, and how did we get to this point?
A few years ago, asylum seekers in Nuneaton were few and far between, in single digits. But by June of this year, that number had surged to 247, none of them in hotels. Instead, they're living in dispersal accommodation, in the community, side by side with locals. That works out to 19 asylum seekers per 10,000 people, placing Nuneaton 87th in terms of concentration. The growing number of asylum seekers is now at the heart of political debate, and the conversation has largely been steered by the Reform Party, but even they haven't decided on a solution.
Women and children, everybody on arrival will be detained. The deportation of illegal immigrants, we were not even discussing women and children at this stage. If a single woman, etc., comes to Britain, they will be detained and deported.
The current government has also introduced fresh policies, amongst them plans to make it easier to remove foreign-born criminals who commit crimes in this country.
Sufjan Stevens. The only thing, I use that as the last song on series 2 of Afterlife. Beautiful. How are you? Exciting times in America and for the rest of the world, I think. Which is a good thing, of course. Where are you watching this from? Let me know. Is this working? It seems to be working. I've had gigs cancelled. I could just be talking to myself again. Stressed. Upset. It's not over yet. What are you upset about? I don't know whose side you're on. Going slightly mad. Crazy in the US. Someone from Hampstead, that's down the road. Vancouver. Montana. Devon. Chicago. Liverpool. Turkey. Bournemouth. Liverpool. 2 for Liverpool. Liverpool in the lead. Philadelphia. Ireland. Toronto. Texas. Good. Right, let's kick off. Forget the election. Forget all natural disasters. Forget that we're a dying species on a dying planet, circling a dying sun. Let's get to the important stuff. This is from Tiana. Thoughts on the existence of slugs? It's a good question. I have got thoughts on the existence of slugs, and I'm all for it. Slugs. Well, they're what can I tell you about slugs? They're mollusks, for more specifically gastropods, which I think means stomach-footed. They're basically a thing that's a foot with a stomach. They basically eat and then move, and that's it. They're about, when I say they're mollusks and more specifically gastropods, it goes phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. And so that's all the branches. You start off with a kingdom, if they're animals, and then it's the phylum, and then the phylum has different classes, and each class has different orders. Phylum, class, order, family, genus, and then species, and that's a specific. And there are 5 to 10s of millions of species. But yeah, so the phylum is mollusks, means soft-bodied. You've got slugs, snails, sea slugs, octopus, and then you've got gastropods, which are slugs and snails. And I think snails came first. They're about 150 million years old. Right? So they've been around for a long time. They haven't changed much. But slugs evolved from snails. They lost their shell. They had their shell first, and then they've still got a little residue cell inside. If you opened up a slug, which I don't know why you would, a lot of people think a slug is just a homeless snail. It's not. It's evolved. Rather like the slow worm isn't a snake, it's a lizard, and it lost its legs. It didn't need them. It said, listen, I'll be honest, I do a lot of burrowing, and the legs get in the way. Right? So I'll lose them, be more like a snake. And some snails obviously went, I don't need this shell, I want to get into places, I'll lose the shell. I think the shell was more important in the early days of being a slug, like 150 million years ago. It sort of protects you from stuff. But then as soon as elephants came along, I'll be honest, this shell doesn't do a lot. This shell doesn't do a lot against a mammoth. I'd rather be a slug, I'd rather be free. So that's what I think of slugs. And they're basically food for every vertebrate, type of vertebrate. The birds, lizards, mammal, just everything eats the slug. The slug is basically food. It just eats plants. It knows its place. That's all I know about slugs. Good luck to them. Freya says, we all know you're a huge dog lover. What is your favourite breed of dog? Oh, that's so difficult. My favourite breed of dog is the last one I've seen. Listen, I love the classics. I just don't think you can beat a beautiful retriever or a big old Labrador. But then, you start mixing them up because it's selective breeding, isn't it? A dog is a dog. I saw a dog the other day that was half German Shepherd, half Labrador. Amazing. The ears didn't know what to do because the Alsatian was going, let's do that, and the Labrador was going, let's do that, and so they sort of met in the middle. So I do notice the ears on a dog first. I just love all dogs. I love every breed of dog. I love a dog that likes me. I can't stand if a dog ignores me. I go, hello, he goes, yeah, whatever. I go, So I love some dogs are a bit too task orientated. They look at the ball, or I want a dog that loves me, or at least it looks like it loves me, even if it's just going, feed me. I don't care. But I do like a big old mixed up mongrel rescue. I honestly, I love all dogs. Do you get heckled much on stage, and what's your strategy for dealing with hecklers? Do you just ignore them, or have come back? I don't. I ignore them. Do you know what? I don't get heckled. No, I think I don't know. I don't know why I don't. I think it's rarer anyway in really big shows because they know you can't really hear them. So I think that usually happens in sort of clubs and comedy clubs and pub. There's more of a culture of that. There's no point in shouting from the back of an arena. And if you're at the front, you've paid too much. You don't want to ruin the show. It's so rare. I think I've had a couple of people shout out, and the whole of the tour, and even that's usually something like, "We love you, Ricky." I mean, you don't need to deal with it, but you should ignore them because and it's usually early on as you walk out. So no, I don't. I remember on Humanity, there's a bit where I'm talking about not having kids, and I'm in the middle of it, and I'm getting angry about this mythical child, and someone shouted something, and I what? He said, it's a waste of a life. And I went, it put me off, I went, shut up, you, like that, right? And the audience sort of laughed, and I got on with it. And then as I was carrying on, my subconscious worked out that actually he was sort of complimenting me, like he was sort of saying, oh, that's a way, you should have kids, you'd be a good dad. And then I did the routine, and then I went to get a drink, and 10 minutes, I said, sorry, mate, when you shouted that, were you saying, he went, yeah. I went, oh, sorry for calling you. But it's sort of, I didn't want it to be an unjustified put down, because he was just a bit, and he was being nice. So I felt really guilty about putting him down. And it sort of preyed on my mind. And sometimes heckles will be nice, So you just got to judge it. But I think if it's just ignore it, and they feel like you move on, because there's a certain part of a heckler that wants to be noticed. They sort of want to be part of the show, like a troll. They want you to. If you ignore them, they don't exist. Depending. I mean, if they were consistent, you've got to deal with it. But it just doesn't happen at my gigs. It doesn't happen at theatre gigs. It doesn't happen at arena gigs. It happens, when they're having a drink at a table in a club, I think. Ollie Comic Strip. If you met your 40 years younger self, what would you like about him? Or is it her? And what wouldn't you like? What would your younger self like about you, and what wouldn't he like? Apart from all the fat. Unbelievable. So what would my late 50s fat, grizzled, old, lazy, rich person think about my 20-year-old struggling, skinny, enthusiastic self? I don't know. I think I was all right. I'd probably say, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Don't. But then it happened, so he was fine. What would he like about me? I don't know. He'd probably, if he knew it was me, he'd be shocked that he lived that long and was that fat. He'd go, I didn't know you could be that fat and still be alive at that age. I go, yeah, the medicine's amazing. The medicine's amazing in 40 years, mate. Have another drink. Don't worry about it. It's tough, that question, isn't it? Gunnar, you see a report on the news that you've died in a freak accident. This never ends well, does it? These questions for me. So I see on the news that there's a report that I'm dead. Do you call everyone right away or watch it play out? Well, I suppose, what would be the first thing I'd do? I suppose I'd have to call immediate family, wouldn't I? And then what I'd do is, I'd replay it on the news, tape it and tweet it. Tape the news that I died. Oh God, it's a funny question. That's happened to a few people, isn't it, when they do that fake trends on Twitter. R.I.P. Maybe, what if I thought it was real? What if it's like one of those horror films when you're watching it on the news and you go, I'm not dead, and you look round and Jane's crying over my body and I am dead, I'm a ghost. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Oh, I like things like that, but the build-up's too much, isn't it? Those films when it's like a shock ending, you think, well, yeah, but that took 90 minutes. just tweet the twist. I love a good horror film, but they're rare, aren't they? There's so few good horror films. Lots of things ruin a horror film for me. The first one is not taking it seriously. If I think that the director's got a wry sense of humour, that annoys me. I go, well, don't do it then. Don't do a spoof horror film, or don't try and get away with both. Don't sort of undermine the cliche, because it ruins the tension. Just I want a sincere horror film that's fucking scary and horrible, and you know, I want someone who's trying to make the audience fucking terrified. I don't want to try and make me laugh. I like something psychological. I really like something psychological. Something that's just the tension. I did, when I was growing up, I liked things like, you know, vampire films and zombies. Zombies were stressful because it was never ending. Like I like the you know, the zombie trilogy and just opening the lift and they all come in. Oh fucking hell! Oh, that's too much. But now things like that don't make me. I'm not scared of that. Just something psychological. Just a face at a window is still good, isn't it? That's really good. A face at a window is still good. The bathroom mirror cliche. It's good. Oh, good. Clean your teeth. Look down. Look up. That's always a good one. Right, what's yeah, I would call immediate family, Gunner. What if they hadn't watched the news and I called them and I said, I'm not dead? And they go, what? I'm not dead. Oh, all right, cheers. Bye. Bella, on a good day, how many pigeons do you think you could catch? Yeah, no, I'm not fast enough to catch a pigeon, Bella. I've saved a few pigeons in my time. Once, right, we're in New York and it was like December. It was freezing, and there was a pigeon just on the pavement, and people sort of like walked past, and I went to it and it didn't move. And I thought, oh, I picked it up, and we were walking home, and it was I carried it for about 25 minutes like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, and then it sort of wriggled and just flew off. I think it had like just knocked its head or something. I just thought, and then it came to. So that one was easy to catch. A fat stunned pigeon is really easy to catch. But no, I'll be honest. I don't think many people can catch a pigeon. They're pretty cool customers. They always leave it when I'm in a car and they're sort of pegging somewhere, and the car. I think we've hit it, and it goes. Oh, it just leaves to the last minute. They're clever little things. Right. Here we go. Here he is. It's Rupert. Uncle, have you ever had any DIY home improvement disasters? Like my mum, who when her and dad lived in a flat, decided to decorate the lounge and wanted the bottom half of the walls papered and the top half painted. She decided, whilst Dad was at work and after some wine, to help speed things up. So she measured a piece of wallpaper, cut it to size, then proceeded to cut the rest of the roll to that size. Only thing was, the walls were out. The walls were out. The walls weren't out. The walls were out. And so... not even, and was left with pieces cut way too short. I wouldn't know where to start with wallpapering. I just didn't know where to start. I've seen it done. My mum used to do it. Fucking ladders, on chairs and planks between them. She did the stairs. I don't know if she did the stairs. But I can't do DIY. I haven't got the patience. I just haven't got the patience to know you've got to do it. I know there's ways to do it, but I think, no, I can't do all that. I did try to build some shelving once. We lived in our first sort of flat, and it was horrible, and there was nothing there. And I found 3 bits of wood in a skip, and I thought I'll make a shelf, and I had nothing to make it with, right? I think I had a hammer and a couple of nails. So what I did was I just put the 2 bits of wood like that and put the bit of wood on top of it, right? And I nailed them like that and put it against the wall. And as soon as I did that, it just sort of went like that because there was no. So it was like that now. There was a parallelogram just against the wall, right? Right. And by the time Jane come home, what I'd done is I'd put another nail here, tied a bit of string to it, and pulled it and nailed it in the wall. So this shelf was 3 bits of wood with a bit of string nailed in the other wall. What a shambles. It was dreadful. You've got to do things properly. You can't, like me making a suit out of curtains. I think that's the worst one I've done. I'll tell you a good tip. What I used to do, I don't know where I saw it, but we used to find bits of wood and things in skips to make stuff. And I'll tell you a good tip for a shelf. If you get a nice bit of wood, bricks. Like a couple of bricks, shelf, couple of bricks, shelf. It looks really cool. But I've had a few of them. Once, I thought when I was in a band, because studio time was really expensive, rehearsal time was really expensive, I went to like a little local corner shop and they had a basement. And I said, oh, can we use that to rehearse? And I went, yeah. So I soundproofed it, right? I found, me and my band, we got loads of mattresses and we put it all around the walls of this little basement, right? But then when we came to rehearse in the summer, it was like a sauna of so it was like 90 degrees down there and all the in the mattresses came out and it was like, it just stank of hot. And so we went upstairs and said, we can't do it anymore. Oh, what a disaster. So I think to answer your question, Rupert, yeah, I have had a few DIY disasters. Have I tried to fix anything else? Tried to fix a chair today in my office with sellotape. One of the things broke, so I tried to do it with sellotape. Yeah, in the end I just swapped it out for a different chair. It's not going to work. You got to have a go, ain't you? Right. One last question. It's from Kermit. You awaken. You awaken. It's like translated from the Brothers Grimm or something, isn't it? You awaken with the mouth of an anteater and really short arms like T-Rex. So, like that, yeah? Right. You go downstairs for breakfast only to find Jane has signed you up for piano lessons. How do you cope? I could do that, couldn't I? I've got short arms, but I've got normal hands, have I? Or have I actually got... Because if I actually had the arms of T-Rex, that wouldn't be that bad, would it? Because you think that his arm's short on him, but on me, they'd be alright, wouldn't they? But I'm assuming I just lean forward like that. Would my nose get in the way? If I'm trying to play the piano, I keep hitting my nose. Because I've got that. So I go... So I'll be honest, I think the piano lessons would be the least of my troubles. I'd come downstairs with the nose of an anteater and short arms, and I go, oh, the piano lessons. That wouldn't. It wouldn't. That's a drop in the ocean, mate. Unbelievable. Well, sorry if I didn't get to your question. I sort of try and see them through the day, these questions. They come in randomly. And I try and cut and paste them so they're all in one place. And I miss some and forget some. And yeah. So sorry if I didn't get to yours. But I hope you still enjoyed it. Listening to cats and dogs ask me about losing parts of my body. I'm just trying to think of other DIY disasters. Once, right, when we were at school in the library, me and my mate Jack were mucking around. Right, it's meant to be reading time, right, and it was sort of like, you know what a library's like, but it was like loads of shelves and a sort of a desk behind each little partition of shelves, right, where you know you're meant to be sitting quietly, and Jack thought it'd be funny to climb up, right, and look over at me to surprise me. And he got to the top and went like that, and I looked up and laughed, and then the shelves broke, and he just went like that, right? And it was an almighty crash, and all the shells fell on him, and the teacher came round and looked at him like that, and Jack picked up a book and went, "Have you got anything on frogs?" And the teacher went mental. right, like the idea. He thought, I'm going to get in trouble anyway. I've got to make the most of this. I've got to go down fighting. Go down laughing. Oh dear. Oh, well, there you go. That was a load of butts, wasn't it? I've had lots of requests from people to sponsor this, but they keep coming up with ideas. You know, really good money, but doing things. And I don't want to do anything. I just want it to be this. So any companies, I'll do it if I can just say, this is a load of sponsored by What's It. Thanks for the money. Here's a donation to animal charities, and then just do the normal show. I don't want to do anything but this. And so yeah, sorry about that. I wish I'd never asked now. I'm having to turn down really good money because I don't want to change this. I mean, that's ridiculous. Why? Well, let's stay sane. Be nice to animals. Cheers. Hold on, where's the thing to turn it off? It's gone. Oh no, it's there. Tatty bye, everyone. Tatty bye.
The police sent six officers to go and arrest a middle-aged couple for comments that they made in a WhatsApp group.
Well, since coming to office, I can announce today we've returned more than 24,000 people who have no right to be here. That would have taken the Rwanda scheme 80 years to achieve. That's what I mean about not giving in to gimmicks. Just focusing our efforts and resources on the nuts and bolts of removing people, getting the asylum system working properly. That's how we've delivered the highest return rates for 8 years and the 4 biggest return flights ever. We're also ramping up the deportation of foreign national offenders, with a new team of specialist frontline staff going into our prisons, speeding up the removal of prisoners who have no right to be in this country.
The point that I try to make to our European friends, and I think that there are friends, I believe that, I know President Trump does, is that friendship is based on shared values. You do not have shared values if you're jailing people for saying we should close down our border. You don't have shared values if you cancel elections because you don't like the result, and that happened in Romania. You do not have shared values if you're so afraid of your own people that you silence them and shut them up. So let's have shared values. Let's defend democracy. Let's have free expression, not just in the United States, but all over the Western world. That is the path to strong alliances in Europe.
No shortcuts, no gimmicks, just the hard graft of sleeves rolled up practical government, securing our borders, getting a grip on illegal migration, and delivering our plan for change.
Well, we were showing the Benny Hill British Police Force, but the truth is, of course, stranger than the comedy. This weekend, we've had the UK police arresting James and Rita, a dad, for comments that he made about his 9-year-old girl's school teachers on a WhatsApp.
Yes, this couple were held in a cell for 11 hours, arrested in front of their crying children.
Would you and Jane and Pickle ever move abroad? I mean, I've got no plans to. I'd never say never. There's no reason I wouldn't. And I love England. I love visiting loads of countries. Now, there's countries I can imagine living in. I can imagine living in loads of countries. And the winters would, unless something really, really bad happens and, society goes to hell and we have to get out.
So you can just imagine how traumatised those poor kids are. And James, after a 5-week investigation, there's no case to answer. We don't know what they posted in that WhatsApp group that alerted the police and had so many of them show up to their home to arrest them. If you think there's free speech in the UK, you're kidding yourself at this point.
Exactly. Well, you know, this is the thing. I mean, look at the footage you see there on the screen. The police sent 6 officers to go and arrest a middle-aged couple for comments that they made in a WhatsApp group. Now, we don't know what the comments were, so, you know, but there's no indication that they were anything sort of threatening or anything like that. The best indication that we've gotten from news reports is that they were complaining about the recruitment teacher for a new teacher at their school.
I can't imagine being bothered to move out of England. But that's the time I think about it. In January and February when it's raining. When I get up and it's just raining and I can't even go for a walk, I go, fucking hell. Fucking England. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't mind winters. I don't mind if it's -10. If it's dry and I can still get about. You know, loads of nice countries that are crispy and sunny and covered in snow and -10. Just this drizzle. Just when you wake up and it's like you're in a fucking cloud. Sort of literally and metaphorically. It's just depressing, isn't it? But most of the time, it's all right, isn't it?
We also know that the couple, that their eldest daughter at the school does have some epilepsy and neurodivergence issues, and they were not allowed to meet with the school to talk about these medical issues. So it sounds like these parents had a real grievance. But the fascinating thing here, well, fascinating but also chilling thing, is the way the UK has now become this sort of place where it's a real dystopia. You know, the cops knock on your door for saying the wrong thing online. And you know, for the country that supposedly gave us free speech, that gave us the Areopagitica, which gave us all of these great defenses of liberty, to now be in this place where they charge you with a non-crime, hate crime or whatever, and the process is punishment, I think it's a disgrace.
Well, also, James, you say that we don't know what the crime is, what they said on that WhatsApp group. But nor does the guy who's being charged.
Yeah.
The police wouldn't even tell him what he'd actually said that was wrong.
But it was
I mean, that's
something...
terrifying.
You wanted to divide them. You wanted to separate us. So we look divided.
We often see people pulled up online for an old tweet that contradicts their current position. And rather than celebrate that person has learned something and has changed their opinion, it is used as a massive pile-on to cancel them. Exactly. How do you feel about that? And is there anything your 20-year-old self would have tweeted that you wouldn't agree with now? I'm sure. I can't think of anything. Although I'd probably be embarrassed by my 20-year-old self trying to be so right on, because that's what most 20-year-olds are. They're trying to be. So I'd probably cringe at getting it slightly wrong, if anything. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Don't forget that sort of is purely people saying, "Look how good I must be." If I'm bringing someone down, if I'm cancelling someone because the tiniest thing they did 10 years ago, think how perfect I must be. That's what they're trying to say. They're trying to get one-upmanship to make themselves look better. So yeah, it's to be ignored. And you're exactly right. If there's no value in changing and saying sorry, don't bother then. It's ludicrous. You're exactly right. People, you know, if you find something that people was 10 years ago and now they're not, you're right. That should be applauded because they've changed for the better. But it's just people hating on each other to make themselves look better. Just best thing is just ignore it. Just ignore it. That's what these people, they want attention. They don't care what it is. It's like these people who go on any march to windows. They don't care about the cause. You know, it's that 5% that brings everything. All good ideas are eventually infiltrated and ruined by a minority. The trolls of the political world.
What a feeling. Right? Man in Britain. All your lives
didn't work. And the best thing is, we're unifying the people. Exactly what you wanted to stop. You wanted to divide them, you wanted to separate us. So we look divided. Come on. Back up, mate, back up! Come on.
But most people are all right. If you looked at Twitter, if an alien looked at Twitter, they'd go, we're not going there. It's mental, right? But if any aliens are watching, it's not like that. Don't think the real world is like the maniacs, the 5% crazies each other over the minutiae of nothing. It's not like that. Most people are nice, normal people getting on with their lives, okay? If you're a big fat slug, I'm Zorgon, I go, come on lads, come down, we're all right. We might eat you. We eat everything, so we might eat you. But apart from that, we're all right.